Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with the Prisoner of Ice Blind. Now, last time I escaped from Commander Dietrich's cell here in this Nazi base, so let's explore this location a little bit further, because I only checked this part last time. There's a stalagmite. It looks as it got signs of wear, so maybe I can break it. Ah, okay, so it opened like a secret passage. Can I go through here? Okay, so before I checked the secret, although, wait, it isn't really a passage as much as it's a stash, so precious stones. Oh, let's pick them up, because there's an amethyst and a ruby, because the engraving on here actually mentioned something about putting precious stones in the eyes of the titans, so presumably I'll have to do that at some point to proceed. Oh, yeah, right, and it's like a statue of probably Cthulhu, like it looks vaguely Cthulhu-ish. The socket is empty, but which eye is which? Okay, so that's one of them. And then the other. Well, it opened some kind of a portal. Oh, an altar. Okay. Interesting. Well, I guess it was a portal. And there are more of those prisoners of ice. One of the wheels is trapped in the ice. Do I have anything? Not really. And this prisoner is separate from the others. I don't really have cartwheel. So I need to find something to break the ice with, right? Well, the only thing I have is this page from a book, which doesn't seem too helpful in this particular scenario here. Although, knowing my luck and this game, there's probably like a very small item somewhere that I'm supposed to click, and it's going to allow me to proceed. Yeah, I'm very obvious. Oh, okay. Well, at the very least, I can't say that this is small. So let's use this to break the ice, encasing the... Oh. Okay, interesting. Okay, so what else can I do here? Like, obviously I have to do something with the miner's bar, but what would that be? Like, I seriously doubt I'm supposed to break the prisoners out of the ice, because as detailed by the story that has been told to me, that's probably not going to end well for me. Wait, Is there something... Oh, I guess that was Ryan himself. Although I would like to try it just for the fun of it, so I'm going to save. I doubt it's even going to work, but I'm just curious. Yeah. Okay, so I guess that does nothing. Yeah, and it doesn't look like I can interact with any of this. Wait. Okay, there's literally something here. Ordinary stone. Maybe I can like move it. Okay, what did I do? Okay, so I can maybe dip it in lava and then use it while it's hot to melt the ice encasing the wheel. Ice is thawing, okay. And now get inside and use it to crash... No, not the prisoner, the minecart. Use it to crash the door, right? Okay, that seems awfully... Wait, why did it open? Okay, I can probably stick it to here to make it stop. Yeah. Okay.
Absolute power is within my grasp. Soon Narrackamous will reveal to me that which must not be known. Guard! Ja, Obersturmführer! Bring me Vornebernacht. The time has come. My hordes must know the invincible power that is now mine. The race of the lords will soon rule over this earth. I have seen the future. The great old ones are at the gates of time. They are waiting for a great man to give them the keys to this earth. Once the stone that protects the Necronomicon is mine, and the evil book belongs to me, I shall be that man! So, Miss Molly, what final message would you like to send to Edward's base before you die?
You have become mad, Dietrich. I pity you, you barbarian!
Guards, get out! I do not need you anymore. Ultimate Man will replace you. Yell! Nama, Patan, Cthulhu! Farewell, miserable creatures. Save us a few minutes you have left to live. Schlossadler will be your grave.
Okay, so I only have the page from the book, so presumably it contains another one of those incantations, right? I have to find a way of neutralizing him before he attacks. It's literally the only thing I have, so let's see if monster can resist this.
Ka Nama Patan Cthulhu!
Well,
Schloss Adler Base, 17th of January, 2037.
oh, I literally traveled through time forward a literal 100 years. Sort of time teleporting device. Barrel? What about it? It's the barrel of some sort of a weapon. Ah, so presumably maybe this is the... I know how to put the weapon together. Maybe this is the like laser gun that Ryan from the future fired in that one cutscene. Doesn't lead anywhere. Okay. What about the computers? Button. Nothing happens. So maybe there's like no power or something, because the screens are all... Oh, for fix's sake, who designed this game? Like, who thought it would be a good idea to replay the intro of the game every 15 seconds if you don't move the cursor? Like, do they think I've fallen asleep and playing the intro will wake me up or something? Like, what's the story behind that? Yeah, but the screens are all black, so maybe the power is off or something? Computer terminal. Looks like a radar screen.
My name is Howard Phillips Parker, and this is the story of the end of humanity. In 1937, my father, John Parker, escaped from the Schloss Adler polar base, thanks to the mysterious intervention of a certain Ryan. No one believed his story of the prisoners of ice. He married, and I was born just before the world plunged into chaos. It was then that my father decided to impart all his knowledge to me. I became a specialist in the myth of Cthulhu, and I inherited a magical stone capable of invoking the Necronomicon. In 1989, following total chaos, I headed a group of survivors and entered the ruins of Schloss Adler, hoping to find the secret of the prisoners of ice. I invented a weapon capable of coming to grips with the monsters, the freeze and destroy. But there were too many of the creatures, so I made copies of the solar disk my father had found, and dispatched my son Jan into the past, accompanied by Lieutenant Shelford. I had placed a steel plate with my son's name on it around his neck, Parker Jan. A prisoner of ice attacked Jan and Shelfton during the transfer, but he only succeeded in getting away with a piece of Jan's plate. If anyone sees this message, then my son Jan has arrived safe and sound in London with Shelfton, and humanity can still be saved.
Okay, so apparently Ryan is Parker's grandson, like the original Parker from the previous timeline. I mean, not the timeline, from the previous time. What I meant to say is he's this Parker's son that traveled back in time, and then because he had the plaque with the name Parker Jan on it, but a piece of it broke away, and only R Jan remained. So, and it was confirmed before by Dietrich that first of all Ryan is an orphan, and second of all he was named after a piece of metal that was found on him. So that was this very piece of metal. But what I don't quite get is how, because you know, time travel in fiction is a huge can of worms because basically it's full of paradoxes, and it seldom makes sense because if Parker's father, like this Parker's father, the Parker from 1937, was saved by Ryan, then it means. Although wait, that doesn't actually present any problems, I guess, because it is a stable loop, because the original Parker from 1937 was saved by Ryan, who was sent into the past by Parker's son. I guess it can kind of make sense. Like, there isn't that big of a problem with it as I thought at first, I think. Well, so I guess I'm looking for the pieces of the weapon that can freeze the prisoners of ice or something. Okay, this will replay all of it, so I don't really need that. Okay, there's a rifle butt. Yeah, butt of a rifle. I have 3 parts. Am I missing any? Sungate. I can't really... I know how to piece the weapon together. Middle section, butt and barrel. But it doesn't seem to be combinable. So maybe I'm still missing one part. Nothing happens. Good. I think... nitrogen charge, okay. So there is still something here. Can I combine it now? Okay, maybe that's still not all of the parts. Oh, there's a battery right here. Okay. So how do I know if I've got all of them? And how do I ultimately put it back together? Battery. Nitrogen charge. But how do I combine it? Like, that's my... Because apparently Ryan does know how to do it, but he does not see it fit to tell me, which is a little bit annoying, if you ask me, but oh well. Oh, there's some kind of a slit over here, so let's try with this. Okay, so I guess it was a battery for the scanner, and maybe now the scanner is going to tell me how to Yeah, let's power it on. And how to put the weapon back together. Okay. Oh yes, it is, and the nitrogen charge probably serves as a bullet, right? For it, like bullet. Obviously, it's a bit of a metaphorical sense, but still. So it seems I have 2 charges. Let's use it on here first. And now I should be able to open this. And there is the Nar stone, yeah, stone of Nar, and the solar disk. Okay. So maybe I can use the solar disk on the sun gate to like reactivate it or something. Overall, I must say, he had a very subdued reaction to being transported 100 years forward into the future, but then I guess he was transported 100 years back into the past at the very beginning of his life, so maybe he kind of subconsciously knew that this was actually his original timeline. That's why he does not feel weird here. But I'm not sure what am I even doing. Like obviously I have to do something with the sunstone, with the solar disk, and the Nar stone. But I'm not sure what. Doesn't look like I can use them with the sun gate. Well, I guess I could. I just have to use the
Ryan.
the solar stone first at myself. Okay, I do have this. Okay, it doesn't. Why doesn't it work? Why can't I shoot it again? Okay, I think I'm dead. Okay, so I mean it's just damn it. I think I didn't save in quite a bit, so be right back while I redo this whole segment. Oh, I guess it autosaved, so that's quite cool. Am I just supposed to use the incantation again?
Nama Cthulhu!
Now it's interesting that at first, back at the HMS Victoria, it seems this very incantation destroyed them completely, but now it only seems to incapacitate them for a short amount of time. Oh, wait, that's Peter Hampson. What was the other guy's name? That's the father of the guy from the beginning, right? He was
I found the means of saving you. This solar gateway is used for traveling through time and space. By crossing it, you will find yourself teleported, safe and sound, to a British base. Trust me.
Ryan, come with us!
Dietrich and Narrackamous have left for Ilsmouth to celebrate the rite that will bring the Great Old Ones back to Earth. You must find them.
No, Ryan, come with us!
I can't. Your father's right.
Beware of the paradoxes of time, young man. Diane told me what happened inside the office of the library curator.
Okay, so I guess that does open a bit of a can of worms, because yeah, now I'm going to do...
Give me the solar disk. Schnell!
I'm going to shoot him, right?
Fortunately, dear sir, it was stolen from us yesterday.
Verdammt! No funny business. The disk.
Senor, this office is not open to the public.
Where ist the solar disk? I am not in the mood for jokes, Herr Doctor, as you can see.
I see nothing, dear sir. I am blind.
Yeah, and now I'm going to do that.
There are strange eons where even death may die.
Illsmouth, the Hall of the Sorcerer Narrackamous, 18th of January, 1937.
But the problem with that is that I was literally in two places at once, because the original Ryan was also me. Like, I had to like copy myself to do that, and I don't see how that would have happened, because presumably from what's his name, and the professor that is my father and also my grandfather, Parker, judging from what he said, he sent his son back in time, but doing that would assume there is still only one Ryan, right? So at which point did he like... Oh, come on. At which point did he like multiply? I don't quite get it, because obviously I was there, originally in the curator's office, and the quote-unquote other Ryan from the future saved me, but then I was also him, and I did that as well, so like I don't think that makes a lot of sense, and I don't think it's supposed to. Like, you're kind of supposed to go with the flow here, but I'm not sure if I like it, to be honest, because it's pretty convoluted and weird. I would appreciate in general a lot more of like dark mysticism in this story, and a lot less of like straight up science fiction, because you had the time travel, you had the weird sci-fi rifle and all that. I guess time travel could be kind of magical as well, and I guess it kind of is in this instance, but still I'm not exactly enamored with this story, so far at least, but it does seem to be nearing its end, because I'm supposed to stop Narrackamous back in time, originally sort of, so that he can't help Dietrich later on, which has already happened, kind of, in the game, but then again I am back in time, so in game time it didn't happen before, but it kind of did, so it's usually the way it goes in those kind of time travel stories. I don't think there's much to do here apart from checking this. So let's pull it. Okay, so what's that about? Cthulhu. Prisoner. Water, fire, Dagon, air, Nyarlathotep, and ice. Oh, So I guess I'm supposed... Can I switch them this way as well? I guess I'm supposed, like, to make pairs with it. So obviously, the prisoner, you know, pairs naturally with ice, as evidenced by the very title of this game. Then Dagon would be paired with... It's kind of hilarious how the rest were naturally in place. Because obviously, so I didn't even have the time to check it, but obviously Dagon pairs with water because Dagon is like a god, well, a god. I'm not sure what's his official nomenclature, but he's like a being that all the deep ones worship, and the deep ones themselves are aquatic creatures. They worship Dagon and Mother Hydra. So there was that. There was also fire and something else. But as I said, the other two were sort of naturally correct by accident. So it all triggered before I even had the chance to really interact with it. And I would imagine this is the Necronomicon, right? Stone of Manar. Empty space. Wait. Are there... Ah, right. Because this is... It's an empty space. I'm supposed to put the other stone here. That's Narrackamous.
At last, the great old ones are about to regain their throne and rule until the end of time. Once I have intoned the incantation, Call of Cthulhu, for the third time, Cthulhu shall return, and a race of lords shall rule over mankind.
Oh, I don't think I know who this is. Lord Ballskin.
The stone circle can only be destroyed if it is sent back into the abyss of time together with the solar disk. To repulse Cthulhu, it will then be necessary to entice the man with the metal mask into the force field.
Okay, can I take the Necronomicon? The curse book. Okay, well, actually, the curse kind of reminded me that I should probably save, just in case I violently die in the next couple of minutes. Anything else here? Apart from the boat?
Dietrich knew you were stubborn. He thought I might find you here.
You kept your cards close to your chest since the very beginning, Sears.
Unfortunately, the game is over for you, Jan.
Okay, I'm not sure why I'm talking in him, with him apparently in the middle of combat.
Do not blaspheme!
Oh, so I guess... And he straight up killed me. So I guess he won't like mentioning Dagon either. So let's try this.
How ironical! Your father placed all his hopes in you to save humanity, and I am your father's best friend. An elegant repartee for an amateur!
Okay, so he doesn't seem to like me mentioning the lore of the old ones, because he seems to think I'm some kind of an unbeliever heretic or something. So I guess I mention my own father, who was supposedly his friend at some point.
John Parker is your grandfather, but he does not know it. That is truly typical of the son of Howard Parker.
Okay, so I guess Dietrich now, because it's the only one that doesn't have to do with the lore of the Great Old Ones. Okay, I guess that was incorrect.
You're an elegant John. That is.
Well, so I guess I'll just try them one by one.
It is too late. Dietrich and Narrackamous are already celebrating the ceremony that will bring Cthulhu back to Earth. Pray to your god one last time, Jan. I changed identity 16 years ago. I was Lieutenant Shelton, dispatched with you into the past by your father. This journey through time has made me realize the power of the Great Old Ones. In London, I abandoned you in the care of a charitable institution, the Brothers of the New World. And I devoted myself to worshipping the Great Old Ones. Dietrich contacted me in 1925 and introduced me to a secret society initiated to Cthulian rites. One of the members was a spiritualist with amazing powers. This spiritualist, capable of swaying the masses, became a puppet in the hands of the sect. His mission was merely the first stage in a monstrous plan. Establishing total chaos and preparing the return to Earth of the Great Old Ones. I shall do what I should have done 30 years ago on my arrival in London.
Okay, there's a rope. Maybe I can... Yeah, right. There was just a totally inconspicuous chandelier in a random cavern. Yeah, I totally buy that. Totally buy that. Terracotta mask, S drawn underneath. Old ceremonial mask. Nothing. Pointless. Doesn't even make it smile. Oh, there are literally impaled heads here. I do have a sacrificial two-handed sword. But the thing is, I don't... Damn it. There was something about a mask, right? One of the ghosts said something about a mask, but the problem is I don't remember what it was. So I guess I'll have to resort to the tried and tested, trial and error stuff, because, well, I guess I just killed myself. Because I don't remember what I'm supposed to do here. That wasn't it either. So that leaves only one choice. Whoa. Whoa, that's a remarkably creepy head. Yeah, where on earth could such a monstrosity come from? My thoughts exactly. Well, let's go. Can I... Am I supposed to hit it, or... It doesn't look like I can enter it. Maybe I need to read some spell or... Okay, that's weird. And maybe something changed in this previous part here. I'm probably still not supposed to destroy any of those. I can't go through here because of the fire. Oh. So did it open a gate here? Yeah, a passage, okay.
Cthulhu, EIA.
Okay, it doesn't look like I can attack them. And they just straight up killed me. Well, I do have the Necronomicon, I guess. Be patient, it's not yet time. So am I supposed to... But I'm not sure what he's waiting for. Because I literally died. Like, I didn't have... I was clicking it all the time, and afterwards I literally died. I can't use it on him or on myself. So it's pretty clear I'm supposed to use it on the center stone, but I'm not sure what the timing is. Like, I can't use the sword on any of them either. I'm not sure what using the sword on myself would accomplish. But it's not like I have many choices, so...
We must intone an incantation against this intruder.
Patang Cthulhu Yai!
Ah, I guess it like empowers...
Patang Cthulhu Yai!
It like empowers the sword with magical energy.
I have returned from the future. Look at my new features. Look at the features of he who shall open the gate.
Ah, there was something about an iron mask, but I don't... Frick.
The Necronomicon! The Necronomicon! No!
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening, because there's nothing happening, but the music is playing, so I'm unsure if I'm supposed to click anything. Like, I feel like there should be an outro playing, right? But I don't... Oh. Oh, I do have... I do have like a choice here? Between the Survivor of Time and the one who never was. Okay, I'm not sure what's the point. Like, the game doesn't really tell me much, apart from the fact that this seems to be the more optimistic ending, judging from the coloring, and this seems to be the darker one, also judging from the title. So, in true Lovecraftian fashion, I feel like a darker ending, you know, presumably with my character going mad or something, would be more fitting, so I'm going to choose that and see what happens. Because I literally don't really know what's the difference, I'm just guessing. So this seems more dark and brooding and, you know, so let's click that, I guess.
Edward Space, 20th of January, 1937.
Dad, what's happened to Ryan? He should have been back.
He won't be coming back, Diane. You cannot play with time with impunity. Right now, Ryan has probably disappeared forever in another continuum. Ryan has never existed in our world.
No, that's not true! He saved us! He changed the course of our lives! Ryan exists! I'll never forget him. He'll come back!
The Armadas lived in peace at Tiwanaku, until the day the fair-haired man appeared. He overthrew the king of the Aymaras and became the god of gods. Thus what had previously been would return yet again.
Wait. Okay, so actually, I think I'm going to check the other ending just while I'm here, just because. But before I do that, I wanted to comment on this because I don't quite get it. First of all, if Ryan never existed, then this whole thing would crumble due to a time paradox, because he had to exist to be in the curator's office, to be saved by himself from the future in the process of saving the world. Because if he didn't pick up the nitrogen rifle, he... No, wait. No, it still makes sense. He had to exist to be saved by himself from the future in the process of saving the whole world, because if he wasn't there, then he wouldn't have done all of the things that he did in the process of actually completing the game. So that's one thing. And the other thing, I don't understand the actual ending with the fair-haired man, because was that supposed to be... I don't think he had the iron mask that Dietrich had, but Dietrich was dead, right? And I don't think he had blonde hair either, so... And I don't think Ryan did either, for that matter. I guess I'm going to see that just in a moment, but I don't understand the significance of that, because it seems to have implied some kind of a time loop. You know, it seemed to have implied that all of the things that I did were pointless because they were going to repeat at some point in the time continuum anyway. But I'm going to restart this and just choose this ending just to see what it is.
Edwards Base, 20th of January, 1937.
Ryan, thank God you're safe!
How did you manage to return to our world, my boy?
I have a lot to tell you, grandfather. A lot. For there are strange eons where even death can die.
The Armadas lived in peace at Tiwanaku, until the day the fair-haired man appeared. He overthrew the king of the Aymaras and became the god of gods. Thus what had previously been would return yet again.
Okay, so that was pretty uninspired. Well, actually, both of the endings were rather uninspired, but the one where Ryan just safely returned was even more uninspired, although maybe less problematic from like a time paradox standpoint. But what I still don't understand is the part with the fair-haired man. Like, am I supposed... Was it Dietrich? Like, because he had the mask, was it supposed to imply that he like traveled, because obviously he did travel back in time, first of all to meet Narrackamous at some point, but is it supposed to imply that he that he at some point traveled so far in time that he like originally started all of this in the first place? Well, it didn't really look like him, but he did have the mask, and I'm not sure what else fair-haired man that could have been. Obviously, Narrackamous himself was black-haired and rather dark-skinned, and obviously, and actually pretty cool-looking at that. But I don't quite get it. So, in case any of you understand what happened, for example, you, my liege, if you're watching, could you maybe engage in a little bit of a discussion with me? But yeah, I guess that was the Prisoner of Ice. Now, I must say, unfortunately, as much as I am grateful to my best friend for gifting me this game, I did find it pretty uninspired. Like, I wouldn't say I was bored with it, but in the end, it was kind of meh. Like, there was nothing in it apart from maybe a couple of pieces of soundtrack that's really drawn me in and that really engaged me on like an emotional or intellectual level. The overall story was pretty bland, and I really feel like it didn't utilize the rich lore and the rich like thematic potential of the Cthulhu mythos, because what I enjoy most about those stories is like the bleak, hopeless atmosphere of a human insignificance in the face of those timeless monstrosities of the outer realms of reality, and the feeling of madness overtaking you as you try to comprehend things that are not meant to be comprehended by mortal minds. And it's actually something that Dark Corners of the Earth kind of did better than this game. Like, overall, I feel that as annoying as Dark Corner of the Earth was, I feel it was a better game, or at the very least that it was a better game for me. I enjoyed it more than this, because I felt that Dark Corners of the Earth was much more atmospheric, and it was much more, it drawn much deeper from like the thematic idea of madness and of this human confrontation with the unknown. Because this game, to be honest, it treated all of those Cthulhu mythos set pieces as something almost mundane. Like the protagonist was pretty subdued most of the time. He wasn't really surprised or horrified by anything. He didn't really have trouble, processing what was happening to him, which is a big centerpiece of a lot of Lovecraft stories. The protagonist having troubles coming to terms with the things that he has learned or discovered or seen, and it wasn't really utilized in this game. Quite the opposite, actually. It played less like a Cthulhu mythos story and more like a straight up science fiction adventure. You had time traveling and shooting lasers, or I guess they weren't lasers, they were ice beams, but still time traveling, shooting futuristic rifles, what else? And basically, it pains me to say it, but I don't think this is a very good game, and I think it's not a very good adaptation of a Lovecraftian story. Like, I really feel this could have been about anything else, and it would pretty much work the same way. Like, if you scratched off all of the names and just pretended that the prisoners of ice were actual like aliens from outer, well, I guess they could have been even within the Cthulhu mythos, but what I meant is if you just scratched off all of the names and replace them with something else, then you could treat this whole story as a bland, generic science fiction adventure, and it wouldn't really lose anything, which isn't a good sign to be. Like, I'm trying to think of the things that I was, intrigued by or interested in, and I think it's pretty much only some pieces of the soundtrack, and I guess Narrackamous was kind of hilarious in the way he looked and sounded, but he was pretty underutilized in this whole game. So yeah, overall, I'm not really impressed with it. I would say out of the 3 classic point-and-click adventure games that I played, this is probably the weakest. But then again, I wouldn't have known that if I didn't play it. So once again, I would like to thank my best friend and glorious liege lord, Qylees, for gifting me this game. I hope that if you were watching, my journey, that I've sparked some memories from your own time with this game, and that it was somehow interesting to you. And I would welcome your comments on that matter. But, well, apart from that, I guess that's all. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.